don't we?
Yeah, I'm still thinking it's cute.
I love love. Yeah.
The hidden side of Saraya Bevis, the WWE legend known as Paige. She's got millions of fans worldwide, but there are some secrets WWE has tried to keep under wraps. From private struggles to moments the spotlight never showed, I'll give you the real, brief inside story that you won't see on TV.
Nice seeing you.
She became a WWE legend before most people her age had even figured out their career. She won titles, broke records, and had millions of fans chanting her name. But behind the spotlight, there was a very different story. This is the inside story you never saw on TV. Before she was Paige the WWE superstar, she was Saraya Bevis, a girl from Norwich, England, born into a wrestling family. She made her professional wrestling debut at just 13 years old. Her parents were wrestlers. Her brothers were wrestlers. The ring was basically her backyard.
I had a really good time. It was really fun. It was okay.
By the time she signed with WWE, she already had years of experience. She was tough, she was fearless, and she was different from anyone WWE had ever seen before. In April 2014, on the very night after WrestleMania 30, she walked out on Monday Night Raw as a total unknown, and walked out as the WWE Divas Champion. She was 21 years old, the youngest women's champion in WWE history at that time. But as we all know, the higher you rise, the harder things can get. In 2017, Paige became a victim of one of the most serious privacy violations any public figure can face. Her personal and private videos were hacked and leaked online without her consent. They spread across social media within hours. There was nothing she could do to stop it. This was not a scandal she created. She was a victim. She later opened up about how badly it affected her, saying, and I quote, "That scared me. People were invading my privacy to the point where I didn't even want to go out." She shut herself inside her home for months. She stopped eating properly. She started losing her hair from stress. And in her darkest moments, she admitted she thought about ending her life. She said cyberbullying played a huge role in pushing her to that edge. 50% of what made her feel that low, she said, came from people online tearing her apart every single day. It is a reminder that behind every famous name there is a real human being. Around the same time, Paige was in one of the most talked about relationships in wrestling history, with former WWE champion Alberto Del Rio. They got engaged in 2016 after Paige proposed to him publicly, right in the middle of a wrestling event. It looked like a fairy tale moment, but behind closed doors it was anything but. In November 2020, Paige came forward and revealed that the relationship had involved serious physical and emotional abuse. She described being trapped in rooms for hours at a time, being beaten repeatedly, and living in constant fear. She explained that she stayed silent during the relationship because she was terrified of being blamed by the public, and she was right to fear that, because even when she did speak out, Del Rio denied everything and tried to flip the story back onto her. Their public breakup in late 2017 came after a series of incidents, including one in Las Vegas where Paige was detained by police and taken to hospital. The full details were never made fully clear. Del Rio later made claims about confidentiality agreements and arrests, using them as threats. It was messy, it was painful, and it played out in front of the entire world. What we know for sure is this: Paige survived it, and she eventually found the courage to tell her truth. While all of this was happening in her personal life, Paige was also dealing with serious problems inside WWE. In 2016, she was suspended twice for violating the company's wellness policy. The first suspension was 30 days. Paige publicly denied it was a failed drug test, saying it was a procedural issue with paperwork. But just 2 months later came a second suspension, 60 days this time. This one was confirmed as a positive test. She had been taking prescription painkillers for a real neck injury, but they had not been approved under WWE's program. At the time, she was dealing with the injury, the Del Rio drama, and the aftermath of the privacy leak, all at once. It was a lot for anyone to handle, let alone a woman in her mid-20s in the public eye. These suspensions damaged her reputation inside WWE, and gave the company reasons to keep her on the sidelines. Here is the part of Paige's story that hurts the most. She did not choose to retire. Wrestling was taken from her. In 2016, she suffered a serious neck injury that required surgery. She fought through months of recovery and made a comeback because she loved the sport more than anything. But in December 2017, 2019, during a live event, she took another hit to the same neck. This time, doctors gave her the worst possible news. If she continued to wrestle, she risked permanent, life-changing damage. By April 2018, she officially retired from in-ring competition. She was 25 years old. Her WWE contract expired in July 2022, and the company chose not to renew it. Paige was open about her disappointment, but she still showed respect for WWE, and thanked the fans who had supported her throughout everything. She had given everything to that ring, and the ring, in the end, could not give her more time. Not all of Paige's difficult moments came from outside WWE. Some came from inside the company itself. Triple H, one of the most powerful figures in WWE, once made a joke about Paige suggesting she probably had children out there she didn't know about. He made the comment in a public setting, framing it as a light-hearted jab. The problem? Paige had previously spoken openly on WWE's own reality show, Total Divas, about suffering a miscarriage and learning she may not be able to have children. Triple H's joke opened the door for fans and internet trolls to flood Paige with harassment about one of the most painful parts of her personal life. Paige responded publicly, saying, "The joke itself didn't upset me, but it opened the door for people to attack." To his credit, Triple H did apologize, admitting he made a terrible mistake. Paige accepted it. But the damage had already been done, and the harassment that followed lasted far longer than the apology. So where is Saraya Bevis today? She did not disappear. She reinvented herself. After retiring from wrestling, she launched her own makeup line and clothing brand. She served as a manager in WWE for a period, staying connected to the world she grew up in. She was the subject of a major Hollywood film, Fighting with My Family, which told her life story and introduced her to an entirely new audience around the world.